The heat race is going to be exciting. The last chance races,
look out.
You are not going to want to miss those tomorrow because there's going to be guys that are going to have to lean on guys to get in the show.
Back to Jamie.
Catching up now with Daniel Suarez. You took a little bit different approach. You kind of went slower on your warm-up lap. Did that plan help? Do you feel like you got your optimum speed there?
I think, well, now it's getting loud, but yeah, I think it did. You know, everyone has been warming up the tires in general. I've been trying to put as much heat as possible to the front tires and not too much to the rear because I think the rears are fine anyways. And I think my car was pretty good. If I can do it again, probably I will have done a couple of things different that I can say on TV, but feel pretty good about it.
Second on the board right now, Mike.
Harrison Burton, the rookie driver for the Wood brothers in the famed number 21 Ford.
There's your checkered.
Fifth fastest. And he had to pedal it off four.
Yeah, his entry on both ends was what we would consider shallow. So he's turning, instead of keeping the car out to the last minute and then turning down, he was actually starting his turn in a little early and making the exit a little tighter.
Now here's a little bit of radio from Kevin Harvick and company.
We're back and forth all the way till turn 2. Didn't end up, very good. The ones that left out of the infield just went like a bat out of hell, like, spinning rear tires, leaving the infield and coming down here and kind of blowing the corner, sliding the front. They ended up being better off.
And if the name of the game, Tony, if you're going to tell me as a crew chief that I need to go out there and get as much, heat burned into this thing as possible, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out there and run, as hard as I possibly can, scrub the tires, purposely getting into the corner, blow the tires off of it up off, try to get everything I can do out of that first lap because we know the second lap's the money lap.
Yeah, you're going to do everything that's the opposite of what you do to have an optimum fast lap.
Austin Dillon, 9th fastest with a 14:15. Regan?
Mike Bubba Wallace currently in the 7th position. Bubba, you had a rough practice earlier today. A great pickup in this qualifying lap. How much is this going to help you out as you try to make it through the heat races tomorrow?
Yeah, well, we talked about it yesterday, Regan, that qualifying was super important. So didn't have too much optimism right after practice. But, what's funny is I watched Ted Lasso in the offseason, and it's like be like a goldfish, short memory. So we were able to forget it. We made a lot of good changes, Booty and the guys. Made some good work and got us some speed out of the car that we knew we had in our DoorDash Toyota Camry. So it's just fun. It's exciting. My heart was pounding, sitting there waiting to go out. We haven't done that in a while. So super cool for NASCAR and everybody involved. So just hopefully we get a decent starting spot. We beat out one or two cars from the second round. So, yeah, we'll see.
Michael
Thanks,
McDowell
Bubba.
on track. Strong first lap. Picks up to 6th fastest overall. I saw that episode. You know how long a goldfish's long-term memory is? 10 seconds. Go be a goldfish.
How do you know that?
Well, we just watched it last week.
What's worse than a goldfish? I think I'm in that size of fish, whatever that is.
Eric Almirola, beginning his final full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. On the clock.
And he went straight out of the pits in the infield there and straight up to speed.
Tenth fastest on his first lap.
Oh, slipped up big time down there. This one isn't going to be as good.
Yeah, you aren't going to make that time up.
8/10 slower on lap 2, and here's why.
Oh, big lockup right at the part of the corner where you really need the nose to really cut through the center. You lock it up and you're taking 2 tires and essentially making it 1 tire that's trying to turn the car.
It looked to me like he got loose before that, though, and had to come off the brake a little bit. And as soon as he got to the rumble strips, he was going too fast, had to use too much brake and lock the wheel up.
Alex Bowman for Hendrick Motorsports. His Camaro went to victory lane 4 times last year. Ninth on the first lap. Took it really deep in turn 3.
And I think that hurt not only his first lap, it may hurt his second lap because he wasn't being able to get off the corner.
And he moves up to 7.
Checker flag.
Tyler Reddick for Richard Childress Racing was 6th fastest in the morning practice. He's taking his time down into turn 1 and 2.
I would think this track fits his driving style. When I think of Tyler Reddick, aggressive, always behind the wheel, always charging hard, this is a good track for him.
Looked like it cut really good through the center there. And this end. I think this is going to be a good lap.
Wow. Second on lap 1.
Definitely our best first lap.
Good drive off for Reddick. And at 13.76, he is now the fastest cat in the alley.
Pole right now, 13.74. Great job, man.
Yeah, you could see on that first lap that the car was really cutting through the center of the corner, which that's where everybody has struggled so far. It's been crazy to see where guys were really good in practice, and then all of a sudden that is literally the first car that's turned the center of the corner the way we saw guys in practice.
When I saw him jump to that first big lap, I was thinking, man, did they get too much air pressure? But that was right, optimum both laps, big time for them.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these feelings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
After 2 years, Auto Club Speedway is back and ready for some action. We're talking 5 wide, full throttle, next-gen cars, ripping up laps inside some gorgeous mountains type of action. And the access to drivers and stars? Oh, it's got plenty of that action. So get ready. You don't want to miss all the, well, you know what we were going to say. Get your tickets now at AutoClubSpeedway.com.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff
break, and we have 3 drivers left to go in this third flight. Christopher Bell was quick in the early going of practice here. He ended up 20th on the speed chart in his Joe Gibbs Toyota.
First car I've seen loose. The front end didn't take off right there.
Big slip and slide, but he went for it right out of the gate.
Just looks like it's on top of the racetrack. Just doesn't look like the front or rear feels good.
23rd on lap 1 for Bell. And he moves up to 9th. 14:02. Regan?
Well, one of the quickest cars in practice earlier today was Chase Briscoe. Chase, not the lap that you wanted. We all know that right now. I want to talk about your hands, though. You were shifting. We haven't seen anybody else out there doing that. What was that like?
Yeah, that's what I did all day in practice, really since halfway through the first session and did it in the second and third session. So I felt like, for me, I was in such a rhythm doing that I didn't really want to change it up. And obviously now I've dug myself in a little bit of a hole. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, I felt like for us, at least earlier in the day, it was better. So I felt like going out for qualifying and looking back on it, I probably wish I would have stayed in second. Just the cold tires, it definitely made me struggle a little bit more for forward drive. But I don't know. We're just going to try to race our way in now and see what we can do. But, you know, like you were saying earlier, we had a really fast Mahindra tractor sport Mustang in practice, and driver dug ourselves in a little bit of a hole, but we'll be just fine, I think.
All right, Briscoe currently 17th. Ross Chastain for Team Trackhouse. Let's see what he picked up in that conversation from Daniel Suarez.
Yeah, he needs a pickup right now.
Second flag.
24th for Chastain, 14:45. Jamie?
Tyler Reddick at the top of the board right now. A couple of really good laps, but you got out of your car and you didn't seem too happy. Why?
Well, I knew it was going to be very challenging to get the heat in the tires, and
the first lap was so good, I felt like I didn't do a good enough job of really scrubbing the tires. So then the second lap, once I get in the corner, it felt like I underdrove it. But it still looks like a good lap right now, but there's some really good drivers that are going to come through here. So we'll just see where we shake out. We're really happy with the long run speed of our guaranteed rate Chevrolet. Just give me a matter of if we could fire off better and being able to still qualify as good as we are right now is a good sign for tomorrow.
Thanks, Tyler.
William Byron for Hendrick Motorsports. See what his Camaro can do here.
And he has got his hands full. He's sliding the back on entry, the front in the center, the back on exit.
25th on lap 1. But Byron jumps up to 7th on his second lap. Larry?
Well, Mike, I'm here with Randall Burnett. You just heard from Tyler Reddick. Tyler was happy with the lap, but he felt like he left something laying out there. Didn't get the heat the time.
Yeah, he normally says that too. So, no, we're pretty happy with our Auto Chevy guaranteed rate. Tyler did a great job in qualifying there. So we'll see how it holds up. These are the best of the best coming up behind us. So I think we laid down a pretty good lap, gave him something to shoot for. We'll see what happens here.
Guys, we've been saying it for a year. When this duo finds victory lane, I think it will come multiple times.
Thanks, Larry. Kyle Busch for Joe Gibbs Racing was 5th in practice. These final 9 drivers are the 9 top teams in owner points from last season.
Definitely did not get a turn 1 and 2 that he was looking for, but first lap, it's the throwaway lap.
Yeah, made a big correction right there. Got off of turn 4 really good. Putting a lot better lap together here.
See in the bottom right corner of the screen there, the deficit is a little bit behind, and
top of the chart, 1374.
P1 1374.
Definitely got off the corner. Definitely got off the corner there.
Full. Yeah, absolutely. And you could see it coming to the, I guess, the green of the last lap, the money lap. He really got a good launch, set himself up for a good last lap.
Kyle Busch fastest. Next up, Joey Logano for Team Penske. Oh, big handful of wheel there. Tenth on lap 1.
Good first lap.
You look how far his hands are turning the steering wheel. They don't have a traditional steering box like we've had in these cars in the past. We're to a steering rack this year, so a lot slower ratio, and they have to turn the wheel a lot further.
1399 and a 94 P4.
4th fastest.
Really got into the corner in turn 3 hard, locked the left front up, and I think it cost him a little bit there. Again, such a tight quartered racetrack. You wish you had that lap back, but still pretty good for the Joey Logano and his team.
So the top 4 drivers in qualifying will have the pole in their respective heat race tomorrow. The next 4 will have the outside pole. All smiles for Kyle Busch right now as Ryan Blaney takes to the track in his Team Penske Mustang. Blaney was 9th in practice.
Using a lot of the apron there.
Looks like a good lap here, Tony.
18th for Blaney on lap 1.
A bobble down there. It was slow to pick up the gas.
Didn't make it to the line on either end.
No.
And Blaney is 11th. Jamie.
Well, Kyle Busch has been one to watch all day, pretty quick in practice. How did that lap feel that put you there on top right now?
It was all right. Glad to be there rather than somewhere else. But no, the guys have done a great job. M&M's Camry's been fast. So appreciate what we've got going on with our group, and hopefully it sticks. That would certainly be nice, you know. But just, I don't know, it's slippery, you know, just cold tires. It takes about 8 to 10 laps for it to really come in. So you're just trying to mitigate as much slip as you can.
Thanks, Kyle.
So here is Austin Cindric moving up from the Xfinity Series, where he was the 2020 champion, to Team Penske and the Blue Deuce.
Good looking car.
Talked to Austin after practice, and he's He said every time they fixed a problem, they created 2 more. So that's how his whole practice session went. He was just not happy with it, but was very optimistic and excited about being in the Cup Series this year.
He has his hands full, slipping and sliding around. You said it earlier, Tony. Looked like it was on top of the racetrack. Now this one really looks like.
Spent last weekend in Daytona running the Rolex 24 Hours.
Better second lap.
And he moves from 30th to 17th on lap 2. This was the get up to speed lap.
Big lock up there. The one thing you can't say, that one spot on the left front tire is warm at that point.
Right. All right, 5 drivers to go. Kevin Harvick, his Stewart-Haas Mustang was second fastest in practice.
Last horse in the race here, Tony. Let's see what he's got.
Definitely sent it into turn 1. I like how he's able to hold the entry out really, really wide and square the exit up.
Got off the corner hard right there.
Second lap, 20th for Harvick.
Turn in right here.
14-15
so far. 14-15.
All right, if anybody can give that 18 car run for their money, it's this 9. Chase Elliott was really fast in practice, looking for a big lap here.
The 2020 Cup champ was fastest in practice in his Hendrick Motorsports Camaro.
And when we watched him in practice, we felt like from up here in the booth, his car looked like it had the best balance. It just looked very drivable, very stable.
Like on a string. Everybody else kind of looked like they were stop and go. He was very fluid through the corners, a lot of momentum.
He was kind of up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2 on his first lap. 29th fastest.
Car looks tight to me.
Turn 1, he had a real shallow entry, a little bit better in 3.
Well, he picks up to 7th fastest. 13.95. Jamie?
Nice pickup for Joey Logano. He was mid-pack in practice, 4th right now. How important is it, though, to start up there? Because you have to race your way into the final tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm hoping it stays on the front row of the 4th heat at least, and at least we'll be somewhat close. It's just chaos out there, and it feels like you're ice skating with dull blades out there. You're just sliding all over the place. It feels awful, right? Like it's like you have no idea if you're fast or not. Everyone's sliding around, and cars don't feel good. But big gains for the Shell Penzo Mustang. We were pretty far off in practice, and at least in qualifying, seems like we picked up a little bit. So we'll see what we got tomorrow.
Thanks, Joey.
All right, the 4 fastest earn the pole for their respective heat. Next 4 of the outside pole. Denny Hamlin's Joe Gibbs Toyota was 10th fastest in practice.
Denny was one of the first guys that we actually saw put a mark on the car, and it wasn't on the left side, it was on the right side.
Yeah, and right in the middle of the straightaway. It's like a pretty good first lap right here for Denny. Or not.
Hamlin is 30th on lap 1 and jumps to 16th on lap 2.
Man, those times are so tight right there. A lot of 90s, those flats, boy, you could be on the wrong side of a flat. Hurt you in a big way. Big difference right there.
So right now, Kyle Busch and Tyler Reddick know that they'll start on the pole in their heat because there's only 2 cars left to go.
And you look at the board here, there's some guys in the top 12 here. I'm gonna use the top 12, and I'll explain that later, but there's some guys in the top 12 that weren't really there in practice. So I think we're going to see a lot of action in these heat races. We thought the last chance qualifiers were going to be where all the action was. These heat races are going to be exciting because there's guys that are faster than where they're qualifying.
And a number of drivers in that top 12 are not the usual suspects. So here's Martin Truex. His Joe Gibbs Toyota will be the next to last qualifier.
lost the back on entry there, and then got
drove
real
it
tight in
hard.
center.
Yep. Paid the price for sure.
And Truex is 33rd of the 35 so far.
Not a guy you expect to be in that position.
Now, right now, the only driver who knows he's in the race tomorrow is Kyle Larson, the defending champion, because there's one provisional spot that goes to the highest driver in points, not yet qualified.
I can tell you there's some big name drivers that we expect to be in this race that are back there hoping that this cat goes ahead and has a good qualifying session here to not take that provisional spot.
All right, Justin Haley is locked into a pole spot for his heat. There's one left up for grabs. Will it be Joey Logano or Kyle Larson?
I can promise you this is the one driver in the entire field that will not leave anything on the table.
He was 7th in practice. 25th on lap 1. And Larson is 8th. Logano gets his wish. He will join Justin Haley.